Welcome to LA55 Customs. Today I'm going to show you how to change out your oil sending unit on a 2004 Ford Mustang. This is the 3.9 liter. It also works on the 3.8 liter V6. Let me show you right off the top here of where the location of your oil sending unit is, and it is right there down that little tiny crevice. Find your alternator, your power steering pump, and just follow back, and there's your oil sending unit. Now if you take it into a mechanic shop, what they're going to do is they're going to remove your alternator, your idler pulley, and your power steering pump, and that's a little more time consuming, so they're going to charge you more money. I'm going to show you the easy way to do it, because what they're going to do is they're going to go in and remove the 2 bolts there, the 3 nuts right there, and then if you look way down in there, there's another bolt, and there's one way down right below that. And so this is a good 40 minutes of work to remove and to install. So here is the way that I'm going to show you that I found that makes it easier. It cuts your time in half, and the other thing I want to say too is, so if you're looking for your oil sending unit, if you jack your car up, slide underneath, if you don't know where it's located, slide underneath your car, find your oil filter, and it will be in that general area. So your oil sending unit will be in that general area. So look for the electrical connector, like that one right there, and then it'll be hooked to the oil sending unit. All right, so here we are underneath the vehicle, and if you look here, there's your oil filter. If you follow your oil filter up, you'll see right in the direct back here. Let me shine a light on it. There's your, you can see the top of it right there. It is, that's right up inside, right up there at the very top. You can see where my flashlight's at. So if you access that, you probably would be better if you access it from the top side, and then because the actual connector is on the top, it depends how you tighten it. Sometimes if you tighten it a little bit more, then it would be on the bottom, but evidently this one's on the top. I guarantee it hasn't been changed out since it was new back in 2004. So let's go ahead and access it from the top, and then we're going to go spin that off and we'll get a new one put in. All right, so the easiest way to get this oil pressure sensor out, let me just put this up here real quick. The easiest way to get this thing out that I have found, see it's sitting right down in between there, is to use a long flathead screwdriver. So you're just going to take a long flathead screwdriver, and then you're going to use a long pair of needle nose. Now what you're going to do is you got to come in from the opposite side of your top radiator hose, and then what you're going to do is you have to find that tab that you have to press down on, and then what you're just going to reach in there. And then you're going to put pressure down on that tab because it has to be pressed down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come in with your needle nose as you're putting pressure on that tab, and you're going to grab a hold of the actual plastic connector. Do not grab the wires. If you grab the wires, then it's going to, it'll break the wires. So, and then once you reach in here, you can get on top of it. And it is tight, but it can be done. And there we go. So now it's off. Let me pull this out to show you. Okay, and there it is right there. So on the tab that I was talking about is the one on the very top here. And so what you're going to do is this tab here. So what you're doing is you're pressing down on that tab. So because it goes down, and what you have to do is you have to press it down because that's how it locks in place. So what you want to do is you want to put pressure down on it, and then at the same time you have to grab a hold of the outside of the connector itself, and then you're going to pull back on it, and it'll pop right off, exposing the oil pressure sensor. And so now we're going to get on there and we're going to take that thing off. Okay, so what I'm using is a 13/16 deep socket to get over that oil sending unit, and then a swivel, 3/8 inch swivel, and then a 3/8 inch extension, and that gets in there perfect. And we'll just go ahead and back that thing right out. Okay, so here's what we're doing. We're gonna go ahead and I am a firm believer in this. Double, if not triple check the part before you put it in. Make sure it is identically correct. Make sure that on any part, I'm talking if you put in a brand new part or if a used part, but you want to make sure that the part that you're putting in is exactly the same as the part that you took out. And you want to make sure the depth of the threads are correct. You want to make sure that where your connector, actually your plastic connector, goes down on there, you want to make sure that it is a single prong. You want to make sure that the little ribs here, that there's 3 of them. You just want to make sure that everything looks correct, and once it's correct, you're good to go. And again, it comes standard with the thread tape on it. They put a liquid thread tape, so when you screw it on there, that seals from any oil getting out. I use the Duralast product. The guy didn't want to invest a whole lot of money into it, and this was about $15 at AutoZone. This is the number you're going to use. It's a PS407. And anyways, and that's what it is. And let's see if you can even see down in there. Let me get the flashlight real quick. If you look down in there, you can actually see. Let me get down in here real quick. So you can see the oil that actually is down inside there. So there you go. So what we're going to do is go ahead and put it back in. Saves a lot of time doing it this way. All right, so now the easiest way to put it back in, since there's no room for your hand, is to grab it up with your needle nose that you were using before. Go ahead and slide it in. I already did it, so I slid it in, and all you have to do is just turn a little bit, get it so it bites in, and then you can turn and use your socket to finish it the rest of the way. Again, make sure that you don't over tighten it. It is aluminum parts, and you just want to get it snug. So go ahead and bring it up snug, put the connector back on, start it up, and see if there's any oil leaks. So let me get right back to you. Okay, so that's the finished product right there. So you want to make sure that you don't cross thread it either. So when you start it, get a couple turns on it if you can before you put your socket on to make sure that is biting in good. And then there will be a little bit of resistance with the that Teflon, liquid Teflon that's put on there to seal up the oil. So go ahead and crank it in until it's good and snug, and then go ahead and put your electrical connection on, and then we will take a look, make sure there's no leaks. All right, I end up putting on the electrical connection, and when you push it down, you should hear a click. That is a positive lock. If you don't hear the click, do it again until you hear that click. And once it clicks in place, it is connected on there, and it will not come off. Go ahead and start your engine, come back, check with a flashlight. Also make sure, run it for a few minutes, shut it off, come out and see if there's any oil drips at all. And if not, you're good to go. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I do a ton of videos on a weekly basis, and we'll see you on the next one.